legends at LSU, the Kinchen family. Would you stand up, Brian? And many times down through the years. Your grandfather, Gus, down through the years who heads up FCA. You now are, I guess, how many? Your uncle and your dad played?
Third generation.
You're the third generation.
Yes, sir.
So your grandfather?
My grandfather and his brother played, and then my dad and his brother played, and so now I'm playing, and hopefully my brother will be playing next year with me. So we're trying for 3 generations of brothers. So
wow. You can clap for that. I don't know it's hard for 3 generations anybody do anything besides be on track. I mean, you grew up, and your dad in the NFL, your uncle in the NFL, everybody knows who you are. You're obviously tall and good looking, you remind me of myself. So tell me, I mean, again, first, what was it like to grow up in the house of somebody coming up to you? Your dad is the, well, what's that like?
Well, I don't have that happen to me that much, I promise. No, it was definitely interesting, you know, because we would live half the year wherever he was playing football, and then we'd come back to Baton Rouge for during the off season. And so that was something that was kind of unique because I'd have to find pretty much every time or anywhere I went.
Go ahead, fine. Okay.
And so
if you lie, it does that. So
but it was great because, you know, I mean, I love football, and you know, I got to grow up around it and be surrounded by it, you know, where I went. And so that was something that I really loved doing, and it was just a great opportunity.
So you grew up with NFL players. I know your dad played for the Rams.
That was top. My dad played started with the Dolphins.
Okay.
Dolphins, Browns, Ravens, Panthers, Patriots.
Okay, so you go with your dad. There's NFL players all around you. You're getting autographs. You're a ball boy. What is it like?
It's definitely unique because I mean that's something that not everybody can experience, and it's great, especially as a little kid because you know you look at these guys on TV and then you know you can tell your friends like you know I was with that guy the other day hanging out around the football facilities, you know, and so it was awesome because. I mean, I felt like I was a kid in a candy store every day, you know?
You're still thinking about it. That was your life every day. Coming from that type of a background, coming from that type of a life, how did your dad show you that spiritual things were the most important kind? And then secondly, when did your dad's relationship with God, your mom's relationship with God, your uncle, your grandfather, who's a legend in Louisiana in his spiritual stance, when did that become your own?
Well, my dad he's always been somebody that I've always looked up to. You know, I love my dad with all my heart, and he's just been such a great example in my life. And even since I can remember, he's been so close with the Lord, and his walk has just been amazing. And it's just something that I almost stand in awe at sometimes, just the type of man he is in Christ. And not only him, but I mean, my grandfather, like you said, you know, he headed up the SBA department around Baton Rouge for the longest time, and my uncle is now doing that, and it's just, I've always been surrounded with just these wonderful Christian men, and I thank God every day for that because that's something that, you know, not everybody gets a chance. I thank God more of that than I do of following around football players, you know. So that's something that I really, really appreciated, and ever since I was little, they always instilled in me, you know, God first, you know, like love the Lord with all your heart, and so as I was growing up, you know, the older I got, of course, the more I understood and I saw and I could follow a path as my father did. And so each and every day, you know, I find something out, I find something new or something, you know, intriguing about my father and his walk with the Lord, and I try to just apply that in my life every day.
Well, I can just tell you this. Daddy Kinchen, look right up here. If my son could say half of my 5 sons, what your son just said, I would consider myself a successful man for the rest of my life. The greatest job you ever do is not when you play in the NFL or LSU, but it's when you have a son that can stand and say, I want to be like my dad. He's a man of God. He's a hero. Give him a big hand.